On today's episode, we're going to be talking about lead magnets and where to put them on your website. Welcome to the Up in My Business podcast with me, Lex Lancaster, where you'll get an inside look at all things tech, business, and my life as a physical therapist turned digital operations expert. You'll hear all about my lessons as a business owner, the ins and outs of tech for your business, and more. From SEO, websites, and email marketing to automations, launches, and copywriting, I've got you. I'm so excited you're here. Let's dive in. As always, before we get started, I want to take a few moments to highlight Up in My Business's show sponsor, Jane App. Jane is a clinic management software and EMR designed to help you run your clinic and prevent no-shows. One of the most common reasons for no-shows is forgetfulness, so bolstering your communication is key to helping your clients show up for scheduled appointments. With Jane, you can create effective reminders that include appointment details and clear instructions on how to cancel and reschedule. You can also choose between a text, email, manual phone call, or a mixture of all three reminders depending on what works best for your clients. You'll love not having to remind your clients, and they'll love getting a little nudge about when their appointment is. If you're curious to learn more, head to jane.app/payments to book a demo with a member of the Jane team. You can also use my code LEX1MO. Again, it's LEX1MO over at jane.app/start for a 1-month grace period on your new Jane account. Welcome back to another episode of Up in My Business. I am Lex. If you're new here, welcome. If you are a veteran listener, thanks so much for tuning back in. Today, we're going to be talking about lead magnets and where to put them on your website. I'm not going to go into the coaching of lead magnets and all of that jazz. That is something that Shantae does very regularly, but I am going to go over the tech component of lead magnets and where to actually put them if you have one or if you're thinking about having one. Before we jump into the episode, though, I want to go through personal business updates as always. So personally, I am sitting here. It's Saturday at 12:30. I just sent out an email to my list talking about a volleyball lesson that Shantae and I had this morning. It was a great experience. I know that there are things that, so for volleyball, there's two of us on the court, right? So for the last year-ish, we haven't really been working on blocking. And if you're not familiar with beach volleyball, there are two people on the entire court. So you're covering the whole court, two people. And the court is not small, but it's also not the same size as an indoor court. So if you're familiar with indoor volleyball, 6-person team, it's smaller. It's just shorter. It's the same width, but it's shorter. So anyway, the long and the short is when your skill level is not great, so passing, setting, hitting, when your skill level is mediocre, there's really no need to put a blocker at the front, at the net, when you're on defense. There's not really a reason to, because typically the pass is bad or the set is mediocre, the hit isn't great, so you don't really have anything to actually block. So putting someone there as a blocker doesn't really make sense. So we hadn't worked on blocking at all, and today Shantae and I did a lesson with our coach to work on blocking as a team, and me as a blocker, her as a defender. She also did blocking as well, because when you learn the skill, it helps you as a defender. But anyway, we did a lesson to learn about it because I am not, for the last month, we've been doing more blocking. So as a class, as a group, we have been playing more with a blocker because our skills have gotten better. So we are better passers, better setters, and better hitters. So it makes sense to put a blocker up now. And as a defender, when you're playing in the back of the court, it's better to have a blocker in front of you because they're taking away part of the court. So without getting too, volleyball heavy here, what happened today? So the last month I've been winging it as far as blocking goes. I blocked as a outside hitter in high school, but the thing with indoor volleyball that's very different from beach is that you are blocking with someone else. So with indoor volleyball, your hands are closer together. There are two of you blocking the same space. It's so different. And the way that you structure your block as an indoor team, you don't have this big widespread hands because you have someone right next to you. So everything, if you've seen a soccer wall, like I also do not play soccer, but if you have a soccer wall, everyone stands together to like make the wall. That's what indoor volleyball blocking is like. With beach, you're by yourself. So you can't, like, you spread your hands apart, your hands are the same shape, yes, but they're spread apart, and like where you stand is pretty different because because you're alone, you have to take up the whole space and what have you. So I've been winging it. And I said to Shantae after we played a lot a week and a half ago together, and afterward, like we played fine. Shantae is very athletic, so she can pick up for the things that I can't do because she is very athletic. But I also like to pull my own weight as a team member. Like, it's annoying to me to be bad, and I don't want someone to have to like be better because I'm playing so terribly. And I wasn't playing I should be very nice to myself. I wasn't playing bad. It's just I was not feeling like I was confident in the role of a blocker. And when you're not feeling like you're confident in something, you typically pull away from it. You don't like go full in and you're like, I'm not confident in this, I'm just going to go for it. Most times when you're not confident in something, you want to make sure you gain a little confidence before you put things into action. And like, obviously this is like chicken or egg. It's a circle, because also you gain confidence by doing it. So it's kind of like one of those things where you have to decide, is it worth getting coaching on that thing? So I had said to Shantae, I was like, listen, like I really think I would love to do some coaching. And she was in agreement. And she set it up with our coach today. So we had our lesson today, and he went through, the skill of blocking, where your hands are, where your feet are, where you're lining up, how you're jumping, how you're not jumping, how you're setting up, how you're pulling back. It's just everything was put together. And I said to one of the women that we play with who was there for a class after our lesson, and I was like, I can confidently say that I was doing this all wrong. Like, after he taught us the right way to do it, I was like, I definitely was not winging it correctly. And like, I'm not a big fan of saying like, you have to do everything right or don't start at all. I don't think that is the case. And like, I don't want to perpetuate the message out there that people never start before they know all the pieces. I don't care. Like, start, go do the thing. There is nothing that's going to replace just going out and doing things and doing something. But like, there comes a time, and for me, especially my learning style, I get so sick of being frustrated and having mediocre results when I could just shortcut that cycle and get the knowledge from someone. Like, I'm not going to sit here. If there is something that I don't understand, I will not sit here and beat myself up about it because I can't find the answer. I will find someone else to ask so that I can shortcut that whole learning cycle. That's just who I am. And I get really frustrated when I don't understand something and when I'm not performing well. So for volleyball, I was annoyed. I was like, I know that I don't need to struggle through this. I don't need to make this a guessing game. I don't need to essentially feel like I'm trying, but like really not doing anything. I knew that I didn't have to feel like that. So to not feel like that, the answer was a lesson. And after today, I'm like, I don't need another lesson on blocking by myself. Like, I don't need to go with Shantae and do that again. As far as the skills we learned today, there are many more things that we need to learn, but the basic skills now I can just go implement because I know what right feels like. And before then I was like, am I doing it right? I don't know. I'm going to still do it, but I don't know if I'm doing it right. And I related all of that to, my blogging boot camp, which I'll talk about in a second, but I want to just say it out loud. There are reasons why people have coaches and why people have, I'll just, say coaching calls, people ask questions, what have you, because there are a lot of people like me who don't want to struggle through trying to figure something out. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that it's a very good skill to have, to just throw up the white flag and say, you know what, I could do this. I could struggle through it, but I'm just going to ask somebody. Call it a day. I don't think that that's a bad thing, but I want to also be very careful. And I want to say it's also okay to wing it and like try shit and see if it works. Like, I am not the person who's going to tell you that you have to invest in coaching. You have to do this thing. You have to buy blogging bootcamp. I don't care. What I care about is having a resource that's available for people who want to essentially shortcut that problem solving, I have no idea what I'm doing cycle that can feel really frustrating and can make you stop. And, there are a lot of stats out there, but one of the recent stats that I read about blogging in specific was that 1% of people keep going. And obviously that can be a lot of factors, but I know a lot of people who contact me about blogging simply just tell me they don't know where to start. And honestly, I had no good resources to say, hey, go check this out. So that's why I'm doing Blogging Bootcamp, because I was like, there is nothing there that I can just send to people, and especially specific for health and wellness. Like, there are cooking blogs that you can just go mimic. It's fine. But there are not very good health and wellness blog educational materials out there. So I was like, I'm just going to create one. So I'll jump into Blogging Bootcamp in a second, but the big life update there was like volleyball is getting just better than ever. I feel great about where we're at playing wise, and it's been really, really fun to go from Shantae and I not really playing well together, and then now we're playing pretty well together and just developing new skills together, which is great. If you don't know that story, I have no idea what episode it is, but like when you playing with your partner can be hard, and there are a lot of people who say they don't play with their partner because it just can be difficult, whether it's same or opposite sex. And I'm really grateful that we can play together. Shantae is way more competitive than me, like wanting to win. I am getting to the point now though where like I hate playing bad. So I think that I'm on the same level of like, I hate playing bad and then losing, or I hate losing when the other team isn't better than I am or better than we are because we're just making errors. Like, that's really annoying to me. But like a fair and square loss, like I'll take it and I'll take it. Like it's okay. I'm worse than them. Okay, fine. But I still like want to win. I still want to be good. And that's where all of the I need to be a better blocker really stemmed from. So as always, like, you choose your path. And as Shantae says, autonomy is sexy. So do whatever feels good for you. But if you're sick of, winging it with something, go find somebody to teach you and shortcut the cycle of figuring it out. And if you're a person who has to figure it out and you want to just stumble and stumble and stumble and then find your way eventually, cool. Like, go do that. I think that both methods are great. And I think there are different types of people. I am just not that person. I will not sit here and struggle and waste my time. I will find somebody to teach me, even if it's just the basics, and then I'll go do the extras to get the advanced concepts. So with all of that being said, trying to think of any other personal updates, any life stuff. Nothing really. I wasn't going to say anything about this, but everyone who has listened to the podcast knows that I'm on like this hair journey because of, I moved to California, my life changes last year. My hormones changed a lot just based on like my skin, and you can just tell. But in that process, I was in the sun a lot, and I think my hair just kind of just kind of burned off. It was just my ends got really brittle. And so my hair just basically, I will say, like, I would relate it to just being heat intolerant, and then it broke. So I've been on this like hair journey. I decided because I curl my hair. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I curl my hair. I like to curl my hair. My hair is fine. So when I wear it straight at this time, I have to wait till it's longer. But when it's shorter, like it is now, I can't wear it straight because it looks very, what's the word? Sparse. It looks sparse. Like, I don't have thick, beautiful hair. And I think like it's really tough because most ads will be with these women who have very thick, beautiful, long hair, or even like short, thick hair. And I don't have that. So anytime there's like an advertisement for a headband or a hair tie, my ponytail is not very thick. It never has been. My mom has fine hair. My grandmother had fine hair. It's not like it's not genetic. Like, it's definitely, there's a genetic component to it. But when my hair is longer, I'm able to hide the fineness of it with the length. So just keeping the ends obviously trimmed is nice. We're going into hair care here. But anyway, all of this is being said, I curl my hair a lot, so I use a hot tool, and I've been trying to not do it as much, but I like to do it, and I like the way my hair looks when I do it. So I invested in a Dyson Airwrap, and I have wanted this for probably a year and a half. I'm happy I waited because one, it's a really big investment. Like it's expensive and I'm still not entirely sure if it's worth the investment that it is, but the alternative is kind of just, there's no alternative. And I like the way that it works. So if you have been eyeing it, I do like that they made a huge upgrade in late 2023. So thank God I waited, but they made it so that when you curl your hair, you can just flip a switch and it will turn the barrel the opposite way so that you don't have to like do it upside down. And if you curl your hair, you know what I'm talking about. So I will say that I used it for the first time last night to curl it, and I straightened it. What they would call a blowout. I did that this morning just to see what it would do, and I like it. Like it's fine. It's great for the way that I wear my hair, and it's great for my type of hair. I don't know how it would do for someone with really thick hair. People say it's great. I'm not sure, but either way, I am liking it, and they do have a return policy. So, you know, my idea was like, I'm going to try it, and if I hate it, I'm just going to return it, because I'm not paying that much money to hate something and then let it sit in the closet. But for as much as I curl my hair, the way that it curls hair is with a different method than obviously like the hot ceramic tool. So it's hot air instead, and it's better for your hair. So I'm trying to really just do things that are better for my hair. And I'm not someone who does, like, I've recently started doing my nails as of 2023, but other than that, or 2024, other than that, I don't really do a lot of like beauty things that people do. I just have never, mostly because I never grew up doing that. I lived in a very small town. So in order to go get, you know, anything done, you would have to drive an hour, and I'm just not, it was never important to me, and it still isn't important to me. Like, so now I find that taking care of my hair is it's a value of mine. And my nails, I like having them done. I'm going to have to take a break because my friend's a nail tech, and she was like, you should not be doing gel dip all year round. Like, you need to make sure you take a break. Your nails are going to hate you. They'll just be like really fine and what have you. So I'll probably take a break from that. But anyway, the beauty lesson you didn't need, and I gave it to you anyway. Business updates, business things. The two things I want to say, there's two things. One is I am booking all new clients into August and beyond. I will say August has very limited availability. I treat my business very much so like a physical therapy practice. I don't take people for discovery calls if I have absolutely no room to book you. It doesn't work well for me, and it doesn't work well for you. So I am booking all new clients into August and beyond, and the schedule's open. You can go schedule in right now, but if you're looking to work with me in 2024, the time is now to schedule. I wouldn't push it off too much. I would definitely get in for a discovery call. I know that oftentimes the way that I get contacted is, I need a new website tomorrow. So I understand like there are time sensitive things, but I do want to just make it very well known that I am booking out, and I do have referrals if you want it, like if you need something right away. But most people that I'm looking at my schedule, or as I'm looking at my schedule, are A-okay with waiting and then going from there. So that's kind of the long and the short of my schedule. The second thing is blogging bootcamp. So if you're hearing this and you're not on my interest list, you won't get the discount and the first access to seats. I had talked about it in my newsletter and on Instagram the last 2 weeks. So the interest list registration opened, I'm saying this on Saturday. It will open tomorrow on Sunday. So when you're listening to this, it opened last night on Sunday, the 23rd, for the people who are on the interest list. And I'm doing a 2-day, optional 2-day. The first day is going to be blogging bootcamp, 3 hours. The second day, it's optional. You can add on the blogging bootcamp second day, and there's 10 seats. So it's a small group. I'm auditing blogs, I'm answering questions, but it's a small group experience of 10 people. I am really excited because I've never ran a 10-person group call. So I'm pretty pumped about it being so small, and I kept it small for a reason. I actually went back and forth between 10 and 15, and I was like, I really just want 10, because auditing 10 blogs on a call, that will take time, but also I know every single person on that call will get benefit from every other person that has a blog audited. So it's not just about getting your blog audited, it's about watching the other people. The price difference, so when it goes live on Wednesday, so I'm doing a very short waitlist / interest list sale. It'll be Sunday night through Tuesday night. So 2 days, there's a discount on pricing, and the seats there's only 10 seats. So if those 10 seats don't fill, I will be posting about that live on Wednesday, and the price is going up. So the price on Wednesday will go up to be $157 and $197 for the 2 days. So $157 is the 3-hour boot camp. $197 is the boot camp and this optional second day. So if you're interested, you will see it on my newsletter. You'll see it on Instagram. So make sure you stay tuned there. As always, in the show notes, you can join my newsletter, but that's Blogging Bootcamp. It's going to be every single possible thing that you need to know about blogging. I was doing the curriculum and I was like, 3 hours, Alexis, is this going to fit in 3 hours? And then I was thinking about it. I already did this for one of my other groups. And I was like, yes, I can do the tech stuff. I can do a lowdown on blogging. I can go piece by piece. I am ready. Like, this is going to be really good. I will also say this is the only time I'm running it. Not because I'm like, this is the only time, but I'm actually lying to you. No, it's not a marketing tactic. I don't like running things at night. I run SEO school one time a month, the first Wednesday of the month. And that's the only nighttime thing that I actually run myself. I do moderate calls for Shantae at night, but I don't like to really run things at night. And that's always the best time for most people. So I don't really run things at night often. So this is the only time that I'm going to be running this live. And it's definitely the only time I'm running the second day accountability call. I will say that there is a chance, if there's enough people who want the accountability call that don't get in on this one because there's only 10 seats, there's a chance that I may open up a second day. I don't know. I'm still undecided on that because it's summertime. I'm not trying to add a ton of stuff to my schedule. Like I just said, I just closed my schedule for new clients for all of July. So I'm not trying to add a ton to it, but if enough people are asking, I may offer another small group. We'll see. Okay, I really think that's enough for the business update. That's all the things. Actually, one more thing. Shantae is doing a free online business training. It's free. If you have questions about online business, just go sign up. Go learn the things from her. I would not miss it. I will be moderating it. It's this Thursday, the 27th. I'm looking at my calendar to make sure I got the date right. Yes, the 27th. It's this Thursday, the 27th. It's going to be amazing. I know I'm biased, but I also send people to no one else to learn about online business, and she's the one you want to learn from. So please go sign up if you're interested in online business, and you're going to learn a bunch of stuff. And I, if you have ever been to anything that she teaches, you know that you're going to walk away with so many, not only, tips and coaching principles and like the real, if you will, just you're going to get a feel for her and just understand, okay, awesome. When I'm ready to do this thing, there is someone that I trust that can help me. And honestly, that's super valuable for me. I know that when you say free training, people are always like, what are you going to sell me at the end? She's not selling anything on this. It's literally just free. So it's actual content. It's free for you to go. Please go sign up. Okay, now we're going to jump into the episode. The episode is actually very, very short. I strategically wanted to make sure that I'm saying this and it's freaking 23 minutes in. But anyway, it's going to be short because I want to keep it underneath 30 minutes. But I wanted to talk about lead magnets and where to put them on your website. So a lead magnet, the long and the short, I'm just going to use an example of a free ebook. So if for me, I have a free website planning guide. So on my website, I have a free website planning guide. You can download that. It'll walk you through how to plan out your future website. Okay. So that's like a freebie opt-in, a lead magnet. Now, lead magnets can be a ton of different things. So just understand that right now we're just going to assume it's a PDF ebook or it's a guide of some sort, whatever. It can be paid, it can be free. Like I said, I'm not the coach on this. I have been coached on this and I'm in programs where I listen to Shantae coach on this, but I will not steal that thunder and I'm not the best person to coach you on that and what you need. So go talk to Shantae. But for the tech side, what I want to talk about is the tech involved and then where we're putting it. So first and foremost, ConvertKit is the only email marketing system I recommend because you can embed forms into your website and they look good. So I will use a ConvertKit form called Claire and I will embed that in my site. You can head to lexlancaster.com/website-planning-guide and you will see what I mean here. But anyway, once you have your freebie opt-in all taken care of, you have to put it somewhere on your website. So the first place that people typically put it is on their homepage. You can decide to put it at the bottom of the homepage or in your footer. If you put it in the footer, it's going to show on every single page. So it's really like a personal decision. Is it applicable to everyone who comes to your site for whatever service? Cool. You can put it in your footer if you want. And you can add like a separate section to your footer. It doesn't need to be in the bottom footer part. But anyway, you can put it there or you can put it on the bottom of your homepage. Another place that we want to put it and embed it is on a service specific page if it's appropriate. So if you have a running guide, you can put it on your running service page, right? Or your run coaching service page. Super easy to do. I also will recommend that you have a separate page on your website for your opt-in. So like my website planning guide has a separate back-end hidden page for just that opt-in, because if I were to ever jump on Instagram stories and I'm like, hey, I have a website planning guide, go download it. And then I link them to my homepage and they have to scroll down to the bottom of it to get to it. Hell no, people are not going to do that. So you want to make sure it's super easy. So I will link it directly to the website page. So I'll take my preview, like you'll see my image of the PDF, and I'll put the opt-in, the first name and email address on that little section, that page. And then wherever I'm putting this, people can opt in. So once again, homepage, and sometimes people put it at the bottom of their homepage or in their footer. If you put it in the footer, it's going to show on every single page. You can also put it on your specific services page. Okay, so a specific service page, say that 5 times fast. So putting the opt-in there because it goes along with the service that you're providing. And then also having a separate page for that opt-in. When you are building your website, you can make a hidden back-end page on your website. So that way, if you were to link to it, people will be able to click. And when they click, they'll open to that specific back-end page so that they can opt in easily and not have to scroll down to the bottom of the page to find that opt-in. I do have a post on my Instagram as well about the preview. So the iPad cell phone mock-up that you can create. So I do have a post on that I will make sure I link in the show notes for you so you can build that as well. Let's see, what else was I going to say? I'm just thinking about making sure I cover all the things. Instagram bio. I'm trying to think. I want to make sure I say everything that I have on my list here. I'm thinking. This is me thinking, by the way. Oh, duh. The last thing that I wanted to make sure I said was that we can put it inside of our blog post. So if we have a blog post about running and we have a running guide, put it in your blog post about running. So when someone goes to read that blog post about running, they can opt into the running guide that you have. So those are the 4 places. So homepage, you can put it toward the bottom of your homepage or in the footer, which will then show on every page. The specific services page. So if you have a service that is in line with your freebie opt-in, put it there, or you can put it there. You can choose to put it there. The third place, we're having a separate page that has that freebie opt-in embedded into it. And then lastly, you can embed it into your blog posts, and that would be our 4th place and our 4th option. I do want to say one place we don't want to put it, and that's a pop-up. Can we just get rid of pop-ups altogether? Please stop using them. They're bad for SEO. People hate them. They're annoying. So not in a pop-up. I feel like I have a whole episode on pop-ups, but I digress. No pop-ups, please. All right, we're at 29 minutes, and I'm going to close us off today. Finish this up. Stop the episode. I'm going to do all of that right now. Thank you so much for listening. Let me know if you have questions on that. I know that I have a post on this on Instagram as well, but I want to make sure I use my voice to explain some of it in a little bit more detail than I did on Instagram. But let me know if you have questions. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget, if you're interested in Blogging Bootcamp, keep your eye on Instagram and my newsletter. After Wednesday, you'll be able to join. And Shantae's free training is this Thursday. Make sure you sign up if you're interested in learning more about online business. All right, friends, thank you so much for listening. I will catch you next time.